Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this edition of Grassroots Racing Show.
Welcome to the Grassroots Racing Show. I'm Doug Thompson. You'll notice if you've been watching the show, my co-host isn't with me today. That's my brother Roger Thompson. Roger's headed off to Branson, Missouri for a project we've been working on, and we'll give you an update about that a little bit later. Today we're filming from the Kansas Auto Racing Museum in Chapman. If you haven't visited the museum, you're certainly welcome to do so. We are home to the first NASCAR trophy, first NHRA trophy, lots of exhibits, and a good family atmosphere for you. So we're located just off Interstate 70 at Chapman. Hope you get the chance to visit some point in time. By the way, thank you so much for your good comments about the past 2 weeks of racing that we've shown to you from the 56th running of the Hutchinson Nationals. It was a fantastic program. The racing was exciting, and just like I told you at the time, that sprint car race that Jeremy Campbell won was one of the best sprint car races you will ever see. And our thanks goes out to Warren Hardy for the interview that Warren did for a summary of the Nationals. And Warren, of course, is the voice of 81 Speedway, the voice of the Nationals, and part of the Speedway Inc. team. Today we're going to be visiting with Mike Kraft. Mike, we have sent Mike and the film crew off to what we used to know as Heartland Park. It is now called BriggsAuto.com Speedway in Topeka. Most of us would still know it as Heartland Park, so we'll undoubtedly make that mistake a couple of times. But it has been renamed. Beautiful facility, same good racing, and Mike Kraft will be giving us a lot of racing action from that program. If you haven't had the chance to watch this program before today and you want to catch some of the prior shows, you can certainly go to thegrassrootsracing.org and you will be able to take a look at the prior shows that we've done. They are archived there. If you're watching this out of state in Oklahoma, you can go to OK TV Network, which is out of Enid, Oklahoma. And of course, you can always watch the show on the Eagle Network, which is across Kansas, and they have been with us for years and vice versa. So today when we go out to the BriggsAuto.com Speedway in Topeka, Mike Kraft's going to be visiting with Terry Bivens. And if you don't know Terry, Terry's now 68 years of age. Terry ran in the 1976 Daytona 500, finished 8th that day. Terry had been racing throughout the Midwest, went into NASCAR, and probably should have won the Rookie of the Year points championship in NASCAR. He didn't, but he was the points leader in the NASCAR Rookie Championship back in '76. Long-time racer, and it's great to see Terry back into racing throughout the Midwest again. When the program begins today, you're going to get a chance to see the pure stocks and the B mods, the factory stocks, and of course the modifieds. You'll recognize some of the names if you've been around racing for a while. You'll get to see Mike Kraft interview Joe Dowett, who's the general manager and is promoting family entertainment at the track to BriggsAuto.com Speedway in Topeka. AJ Christians is from Topeka, racing in the pure stock. You'll get to see AJ run today. And of course I mentioned Terry Bivens, who was 8th at the Daytona 500 in 1976. This time he's going to be driving a B mod, and it's good to see Terry run again. I used to race against Terry years ago at Lakeside Speedway and occasionally at Topeka, but then Terry was off to NASCAR for a while, had a really good career and a really good racer. Steve Herrick's going to be driving the factory stocks, and that's one of the interviews that Mike did, and you'll get a chance to see that as well. And Darren Fuqua driving the modifieds. And Mike seems to have the ability to pick out the guys who are going to have really good nights of racing, and I think that same is true for Darren. My best interviews here that I enjoyed the most anyway was the Bill Robinson interview. Bill was a racer when I started racing at the short track in Topeka, and Bill runs in the modifieds. You'll get a chance to see that. So there's a whole lot to watch, so stay tuned for the Grassroots Racing Show and the night at the track. Hope you enjoy it. Thanks.
everybody out there to another night at the track, and just happens to be tonight. We have made it up here to Heartland Park, Topeka, and we're going to talk here with Joe Douthit.
Yes, Douthit.
And he is the general manager here at Heartland Park. But I'd like to say, first of all, let me welcome you to Heartland Park and Night at the Track, produced by Doug Thompson on Eagle Communications out of Hays, Kansas. We go all the way across Kansas, man, from Fort Riley to into Colorado, southwest Nebraska. But it's a pleasure to be here at Heartland Park. And Joe, first thing I really want to ask you about is the name of the track has changed. How did that come about, or what's the story behind it, I guess, is what I want to know.
Yeah, well, Russ Briggs from BriggsAuto.com. It's a number of dealerships in the Topeka, Manhattan, and Lawrence area. They were the title sponsor of the series we run, Super Saturday Showdown. But we got to talking about the sponsor activation and the different programs that we could do, and we decided jointly that it'd be a good opportunity for them to kind of come and be the dirt track sponsor, so we can call it BriggsAuto.com Speedway. You know, they have an offer now that's in conjunction with the title sponsorship, that if you buy a car at BriggsAuto.com dealership, you get 2 free tickets to all Heartland Park Topeka events. So it's a pretty cool deal. It's really cool. It's really exciting.
That's a really nice thing for that's not only for people here in Topeka. Anybody out there that wants to go to the races, drop into Topeka and go to the BriggsAuto.com and buy a car, and you get free ticket for, was it 3 years?
Yeah, 3 years. You have 2 free tickets for 3 years, and that's all you got to do is buy a car.
Man, that sounds like a good deal to me.
Yeah, it is. It's a great deal.
Yeah. How long has the dirt track actually been operating here at Heartland Park?
Well, they opened in 2006, so they've been making some modifications over the years, but I think the best days are really ahead of us for this dirt track. Last year, we took a different approach to the dirt track entertainment, if you will. We've really taken a look at the fan experience, really making it an experience that is, you know, more about entertainment, family entertainment, and you know, racing is always going to be the backdrop, but we're really trying to attract the families to come down with a lot of different theme nights, taking the minor league baseball approach to dirt track racing. Tonight, heck, we got to have a diamond dig where ladies in the crowds are going to be digging in mud for diamonds. So, you know, it's just a lot of fun out here. As you know, dirt track racing, it's hard to find a better entertainment than dirt track racing.
And it really has become family entertainment compared to what it might have been in the old days. But it sounds like you guys really, truly are making a really big effort, like you say, to get the family out here and get everybody involved. Yeah. And of course, it's really entertaining us guys that are race fans, even more so. But if you can get the families involved, it's a good deal.
Yeah, it is.
Answer me this, Joe. You got any events that are planned that are coming up here at the dirt track first?
At the dirt track, well, we run our Super Saturday Showdown on a weekly basis. We'll have a combine demo derby, and then we'll have another demolition derby. We are talking with some different sanctioning bodies to come in and do some feature races in conjunction with our Super Saturday Showdown. So keep looking at hpt.com for an up-to-date schedule on what we got going on.
I don't want to let anything out of the bag, but I'm going to kind of open my mouth a little bit because I was talking to Kerry Hutchison, and I won't mention any names, but I was just hearing that there might be a sprint car race here this year.
Yeah, there very well may be. We're working those deals out right now.
Like I say, I'm not going to mention any names. We won't go that far. But, man, that sounds like a great deal. You know, really a really nice dirt track for the guys to race on. I've been here several times over the years, seen some really good close racing here. So, you know, the tracks there, like say, bringing in the good series can only help things here at Heartland Park, or, well, yeah. BriggsAuto.com.
Yeah, and you know, we do a lot of surveys with our fans that come out to our races. So if you do go to hpt.com, you'll see on our front page, you know, what kind of events would you like to see at Heartland Park? Not just at BriggsAuto.com Speedway, but Heartland Park, and sprint cars is literally at the top. You know, a close second to that is truck and tractor pulls. So we are talking to some groups right now about truck and tractor pulls because we really want to bring in the shows that are going to attract the crowds. Obviously, you know, as a racetrack, it's kind of hard to make up the revenue, you know, when you have a big sanctioning body come in. But we found a model that works, that we can make a little bit of money and get a good show on for the people.
Okay, once again, Joe Douthit?
Yes.
Hey, I got it right. All right. Joe Douthit, General Manager here at Heartland Park. Joe, looking forward to the races here tonight. Appreciate you taking just a few minutes out of your busy night to come and talk with us, and thank you a lot.
No, I appreciate you all coming out. I mean, it's exposure like this to the fans out there that helps us grow, and we really want as many people to come and experience the Heartland Park way of racing, because we're pretty confident if you come once, you're at least going to come maybe twice or 3 times. So
come on out here to BriggsAuto.com Speedway. Joe, thanks again, buddy.
all right, thank you for being out here.
Caught up with the points leader here at BriggsAuto.com. I keep wanting to call it Heartland Park. BriggsAuto.com, AJ Christian. AJ, second in the points last year, but so far this year, man, you're showing them the way around. Must be doing pretty good.
I'm staying pretty consistent. I'm trying to do the best I can, keep the car together each and every week, and get back out here.
I was going to say, that's an important thing. You can't stay in the running if you ain't got a car to get out there with, but tough racing up here. Have you won any features this year?
I haven't yet won any this year. Best we've come up with this year thus far is second. Trying to do the best we can, change a little bit each week, trying to make it run a little faster.
Where are you from, AJ?
I'm from here in Topeka.
Man, that saves some gas money right there. Now, you just running one night a week, or is that it?
Just one night a week, but I don't know about saving gas. Pull with this ambulance, it likes to eat it.
Well, at least you're ready in case anything happens, I guess.
Yeah. I got my own ride.
AJ, what do you think about the track? When we drove up, man, hot laps, there was dust coming off that rascal. What's it going to be later on, man, when it comes feature time?
I think she's going to get pretty slick. She seems real smooth. I think it's going to be a pretty good racetrack. Hopefully we can just keep her straight.
Once again, he's leading the points here at BriggsAuto.com Speedway for the Pure Stocks. AJ Christian. AJ, have some fun, man.
I'm planning on it. I'm going to do everything I can.
Maybe we'll talk to you later. Maybe we'll get 2 interviews in tonight.
All right, let's go for it.
Okay, we have caught up with the 8th place finisher from the Daytona 500 in 1976, Terry Bivens. But we're here at BriggsAuto.com Speedway tonight. Terry, no, not exactly having the most fun just yet, but man, you're leading the points here.
Well, I think I'm second in the points. I think Ethan Isaacs is leading the points. I'm about 30 behind him. And I'm having fun whenever I'm driving. A fellow driver over there, I didn't stop and holler and scream at him. I just went over and told him when I'm on the inside of him, don't run over me, because I spun my car out to keep him spinning him out.
Yeah. What about the track tonight? How's it looking?
It's a good old Heartland Park track. It's going to be dry, slick as hell later on. That's just the way I like it.
I was going to say, that kind of brings it down to driver. Boy, these B mods, you just don't have a lot of power, man. I mean, it's got to be the driver.
Well, it's yeah, the guys with the bigger motors, when it gets dry slick, it puts us all in the same boat. I mean, then your chassis's got to work, and the driver's got to be smooth on the foot feet, or you blow the tires off, and got to get your brakes set right so you get in without dragging the butt out or shoving it. Yeah, it's touchy when it's dry slick, but it's actually more fun to drive when it's dry slick, because when it's tacky, everybody's hooked up, everybody's out of control. So when it dry slicks out, it kind of settles everybody down.
Is this a night when an old asphalt driver can really prove his worth when you get a track like this? I mean, does that really help out on this?
No, driving pavement and dry slick or tacky dirt is a 100% different ball game. And besides that, you know, it's been so long since I ran any pavement, I'd have forgot what I knew anyway.
Well, I checked the website before I came up, and it had you leading the points. I'm not going to dispute your count, but I thought you were leading. So
I looked after last week's races, and I was in second, so it probably was a misprint for me to be leading. I'm not leading now. I'm going to have started at the back of the B, so I'll be down about 8th probably next week.
In case you folks can't tell it, how old are you now, Terry?
68.
68.
Sure, they can tell if they look for it.
No, what I was going to say is this guy hasn't lost any of the fire that I saw over the years that was burning inside of this guy. I mean, it's showing here tonight, man. You're still going at it.
Yeah, I've had 4 weeks in a row great luck, not only a ding on the car, a fourth, a 10th, and a third, a second. I mean, top 10s 4 weeks in a row, no dents. I told Claudia coming up tonight, I said, I'm due for a bad run of luck. I had excellent luck for 4 weeks, so it's my turn tonight to get in the pork barrel. So I'm in the pork barrel. We'll see what happens. And if I don't make the A, I'll put her on a trailer and come back next week.
Next week. I was going to say, we always got next week and the one after that and the one after that and all summer.
We got about 18 or 20 more races, so tonight's just one race, and it's one of them bad deals that happens. It's just racing. I'm not concerned about it. Don't have no hard feelings about it. It's a racing deal. We're going racing. I come up here to race and have fun. I don't want to be, cause anybody troubles or get mad and be upset because it ain't no fun. So I was upset for just a little bit, but I'm over it now.
Once again, folks, Terry Bivens. Man, we've heard that name for many years. Terry, all I can say is it's still a pleasure, man, to see you out there and wheeling something.
Thanks, Mike. It's all right. I love to drive. I really do. Bailey was nice enough to give me this little car. I'm just tickled to death, man, to have something to get in to wheel.
Thank you.
This is Scotty Anderson, and you're watching my favorite show, Grassroots Racing.
We've caught up with the points leader in the factory stocks here at BriggsAuto.com Speedway, Steve Herrick. Steve, man, you've got to be really happy the way the year started out as far as leading the points.
Yeah, we got off to an early start here. Just got to keep it up. I'm real happy with the car. It took me a couple races to get used to it because it's a new car, but once my guys in the back turned the wrenches on it, it seems to be working, so we're going to try it out and see what happens.
Have you pulled down any features here yet?
Have I?
Yes.
I did last weekend. We won our first one, so hopefully there's more to come.
Now, I understand we were talking earlier, you've been at this for about 6 years here at BriggsAuto.com Speedway.
Yep, about 6 years I've been racing here. I used to race at Thunder Hill, went up there for a couple of years, and then once this place reopened back up, we ain't been doing nothing but race right here. So, a lot of fun.
Answer me this, who's making the chassis and the power for this hot rod of yours?
It's done just by me and my guys. Actually, Dave Samuels, who's in the B-Mods, built this new car we got. So he put it up for sale last year when he moved up, and we took a hold of it. So we're taking it and running with it, see what happens.
Not too bad to follow on them coattails sometimes of what these guys. You get a chance to see what the car can do before you ever get in it.
Yes, it definitely runs good, that's for sure. I mean, we tried it like he had it set up, and it didn't work for me. So my guys just, they turned some wrenches and made it to where it works for me. So I'm happy with it.
Yeah. Once again, leading the factory stocks here at BriggsAuto.com Speedway, Steve Herrick. Steve, man, I'm looking forward to the races tonight. What do you think Little Dry Slick looks like, buddy?
It's a little dry slick, but we like it that way.
That's about the fourth time I've heard that tonight from guys that we've talked to about, yeah, that's what we want. Steve, have some fun.
Okay, thank you very much. Appreciate
Aaron
it.
Fuqua leading the points here, man, at Heartland Park. Man, you got to be proud of that. Still early in the season, but still, man, off to a good start.
I don't even like to think about the points, especially this early. I'm looking for a win. I want to win. I've run second the last 3 outings, so I'm tired of being the bridesmaid.
There again, last night, talking about running second down at Lakeside. Same thing down there, second place finish. We were talking, man, one more lap, you might have had that one.
It would have been a good race. It was a good race all the way up till the end. I'm curious to know what another lap would have did for us. But
what are we expecting here tonight, track-wise? I know earlier on, looks like it's going dry slick already. Is that going to be a problem, Darren?
No, that's common. Everybody comes to Heartland Park looking for slick, so we're just trying to figure it out. We changed the car around over the winter, and if I can't get it figured out, I'll be doing a factory reset before too long, I think. So,
how much trouble is it to change the car from that half mile down there at Lakeside to this track up here on Saturday nights?
Usually we don't change a whole lot, but it's starting to look like we might have to change the car around quite a bit for Heartland Park. We're just gonna have to kind of see if we can get the Lakeside setup figured out for the short track. Just get everything to react quicker, get it to come on quicker, get it to come off a little harder. At Lakeside it's momentum, and it works good down there, but the stop and go stuff, it just doesn't come off the corner with these guys out here. So.
Tell me a little bit about this points leading car here. We know a little bit about the driver, but tell me a little bit about the car. What chassis and who's making the power?
It's a Venom chassis. Nate Smith, Joe Campbell built the car, and I, not last winter, but the year before that. It's a 2-old car this year. We run Driscoll race engines, and that's my grandpa's department. So other than that, that's pretty much it. We got AFCO shocks and hypercoil springs. We've got quite a few sponsors, Hug Farms and Pasley Farms. And then my grandpa's trucking, a Sun Leasing, and then Auto Sound and Big Time Bell Bonds. So
got a few folks back there, man. That's got to feel good too. I mean, you know, no deep pockets, but still a little bit of money.
Yeah, we were definitely outclassed last night for sure. I mean, we're running kind of a home-built chassis, and we're racing against Skyrockets, and they got somebody to call and talk to come Monday, and I'm just underneath the car scratching my head, you know. So.
Okay, folks, once again, leading the points here at, and I keep forgetting this, I think I said Heartland Park, but BriggsAuto.com Speedway, Darren Fuqua. Darren, let's go have some fun tonight, man. I am ready for some racing.
All right, thanks for coming out.
One of the legends of racing from Topeka. When we get into our 60s and whatever, we qualify as legends, whatever we are. Okay. But Bill Robinson, Bill, been racing for quite a few years. I can't tell you how many sprint car races I've seen you run, but man, it was a lot of fun.
Probably back into the 60s or early 60s, probably, something like that. That's when we started, and the fairgrounds were cool. We had a good time there. And, I got to drive for a lot of different guys, and Dozier was helped me a real lot getting going and stuff, and he's a really hell of a guy. But like Ray Lee and Jay Woodside and, you know, all them guys, I mean, man, I was just like one of these little kids running around here with them guys. That's what it felt like anyway.
I was going to say, you was one of them little young punks or whatever that was just starting out, and they'd been at it for quite a long time. But answer me this, back into it, I think 66, I think your wife, by the way, I was sitting beside her up there, and you couldn't have a more ardent fan than she was, because she kept yelling. She says, "Drive it, Bill, drive it. Trust it, Bill."
She'll do that, too, I tell you, for sure. And she'll give me the other side of the coin sometimes. But she's a good lady.
Hope that guy makes it to his pits.
Make it mine.
What do you think about driving these A-mods? Now, you've been doing that. I'm thinking I've seen you drive an A-mod for about 4 or 5 years, something like that.
Oh, yeah, all of that. Well, when they ran them out to Shawnee Speedway, when that was still around, we built our first one of them, and they're fun and they're aggravating and, you know, whatever else I can say there. But you know, some of the kids, the guys that are in them, are crash happy. It seems like, instead of, you know, having a good time racing and come back with on the record. That sucks. But you know, there are a lot of guys that do it. But all in all, you know, it's kind of like guys that, you know, run drag cars, I suppose. You get into it and you can't get away from it. It's like a disease or something. But I do enjoy it. I really do. And the sprint car deal, that was super. I mean, that was probably the neatest thing in my life I ever got to do. And there was some excellent guys like Gary Masada and, oh man, just a bunch of guys out there that give you a ride, and then, you know, you can go wherever you wanted to go and stuff like that.
What was the best you ever did at Knoxville? What was your best finish up there?
You mean at the Nationals? I think fourth. I think was fourth or fifth, something like that.
Well, I mean, that's nothing to sneeze at with that bunch.
That's a real tough deal up there. Them guys and the guys you're running with, man, money's no object. They got it all. They just want to race their butt off. But it was cool, you know. And I drove for Casey's General Stores up there, Don Lamberti owned, and Leonard McCarl, and just a bunch of really, really good guys. But we never quite got over the hump. One night, me and Kinzer, we had a pretty good race, and he put a slide job on me, and I blasted him in the side, you know, to get him out of the way. But it broke my steering box loose in the car, because the sprint car is pretty fragile anyway. So I had to stick my knee up underneath the doggone steering deal so that I could keep going where I was going. You know, I don't know where we finished up that night. The comical part of that is the next day we come over, and that was back when the racers all kept their cars in the barns and stuff. And here's Carl Kinzer, he's up there beating the tank all out. Skid come up there with me, and he says, "Hey," he says, "what happened?" He says, "Oh," he says, "a guy run into me, and he said something about he said, I think I f***ed him off or something to that effect. And he said, yeah, it was this guy right here. Boy, his face got as red as your shirts. I ain't kidding you. It was the best time I ever got on him, real hard. But we got to be pretty good friends and stuff. And Sammy, he was good. Me and him probably had the best race I ever had at the fairgrounds up here. I mean, it was hard racing. And he was right there for every gosh darn lap. I didn't think he was ever going to quit. But he's a heck of a racer. He really is.
Well, Bill, I appreciate you taking some time out. I know you're kind of busy here in between heat races and the A-mains. But once again, like I say, if there's a legend or whatever from Topeka, this has got to be one of them. Bill Robinson. Bill, great talking to you, man.
Thank you.